Okay, let's on your knees. Let's roll side to side. Flat toes, stretching the ankles, and then roll over your ankle side to side. Just kind of here, skiing from side to side, massaging your knees, massaging those ankles. Keep that mobility. I was counting yesterday. How many different ways in jiu-jitsu do we connect to our opponent? Like how many, you know how they say Muay Thai is the art of 8 limbs, right? Knees, elbows, punches, and kicks. Legs out front. You know how they say it's the, let's do this one actually, side over here. Leg up, catch. Open his hips up for the arm locks today. How many different ways in jiu-jitsu do you connect to someone? I was like, how many grips, holds, hips, connections, how many do we have in jiu-jitsu? I counted 38, you guys. We have 38 ways. I'm talking about like hand grabbing. I'm talking about hooks, hands, my tricep, my calf, my shoulder, other side. I switch sides, you guys. My neck, my chin. I use my chin all the time. It's a limb. So jiu-jitsu is the art of 38 limbs. Is what I realized, which is why it's so good. If it's all about connection, and that's, well, the difference is like a white belt, a blue belt, purple belt, brown belt, black belt. As you climb higher, more limbs are available to you, put it that way, right? So you might not start with 38 limbs, you might start with your hands and your feet, and you're kind of like just grabbing and pushing and that's it, 4, like very basic. Then you start using your knees and shins, and it's like, oh man, you joined the 6 party. Then you start using your tricep. Oh, you're in the 8 party, and then little by little, it grows, right? With every single new one. Cool. Flatten one leg, roll, touch, and come back. So one leg straight, one leg tucked. Back roll like a rear takedown. Boom. 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 2 more. 2, switch legs. The art of 38 limbs. Shh. 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 Nice. All right, do our whip arounds here with our legs. Roll, and then roll back up. Boom. And then whip it the other way. Roll the hips, push up, and then roll the other way. And roll. Boom. Last one. Nice. Go on your elbow. Left elbow, right hand, and then slide into modified mount. 1. Look how my elbow touches my knee. We do a lot of this from the mounted submissions. My elbow's outside my knee, okay? And then jump back down. Switch elbow, switch knee. Boom, knee outside elbow. Your elbow should be able to stay on the ground. If not, we gotta work on a range of motion a little bit. Go. Elbow to mat, knee to elbow. Go, switch. And boom. Low modified mount transitions from our elbow. Boom. 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 Switching sides. Boom. 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 2 more. 1. And 2. Beautiful. All right, I want to start with that one today, you guys. So Zach is down. All right, chief mount. Okay, modified mount, different ways to get it. Different ways to get it. Number 1, you push someone's arm down. He doesn't like that. He goes and gets it. I got his arm. I immediately trap with my chest, feed the wrist. One of the best ways. Trap with the chest, feed the wrist, and now I got him. Okay. If it's a street fight, I can modify my mount from here and then sit up because he has no knowledge of why his arm is trapped. And all he's going to try to do is turn into me, and holding his elbow is a very effective way to stop that. Drive your hips, kick your back leg out for a nice base point, hip pressure, and you're good to go. However, if he knows what's up, when you get to modified mount, they're going to turn a little bit and slip it off their head. Turn, yep, slip it off and come right back. Okay, they're going to escape that twisting arm control by Slate taking it off the top. So I pin the wrist, he turns. Look, I feed, and now look, I go underneath, grab my own wrist. Once I have 2 wrist grabs, I go monkey grips. Okay, so C-clamp until I come in, and then I come out, and I go monkey grips. And I'm pulling down because I don't want Zach to slide it off the top. So I'm like really like pinning it down. My chest is trapping. Even my chin, look, my other 38th limb, my 38th limb. Look, put it off your head. Right here, I got him. You guys see how significant this can be? When it's like all or nothing and you're here barely holding on, your chin's a perfect wedge to stop this from going that way. Anyway, we're here. So step 1, modified mount. Boom. Okay, and now using this grip, I turn him a little bit on his side. Okay, it worked. Now I walk my foot into the armpit, spread the knee, loop the elbow as I lean way south, and the leg follows. And then we catch. So basic, and then we'll take the back next. Everyone mount. So take your right hand, pin the wrist, and push it away from you. Look, boom, just jam it to the ground. Right when they turn to go grab it, it's a decoy, full decoy creation principle. Come in, hug the neck. Okay, I'm hugging the neck. And now he's coming through, trying to grab a hold of this wrist. Now I'm gonna feed his wrist behind his neck. C-clamp, grab it. And then come underneath the arm, look, palm up, turn, palm down, no thumbs on the grips now. You take your thumbs out, good. From there, modify your mount, use your chin to hold their arm down so they can't escape. And then while you're there, slide your modified mount, knee to elbow, other foot up. Beautiful. Elbow down, knee down. And now, do me this favor. Start to straighten your back arm a little bit. That's going to turn the guy on his side. So you kind of lock it out and you get him on his side. Now, you're ready to rock and roll, guys. Take your south foot, look, walk it up inch by inch. Nice. And then spread your knee and sit on his rib cage. You should be able to like sit down in this S mount with your leg folded out like a quad stretch and just sit down. If you have tight hips, you're probably going to lose your balance. If you have looser hips, you can keep your hands here while that happens. From here, loop that north arm around the head and instantly follow with your leg. Nice, nice. And then you lay back, take the arm, snatch and go. Reset. Hug the neck. Actually, better yet, you're sitting up. We're going to go twisting arm control off of the decoy wrist pin. Okay, so we're here and pin. 1. He turns to grab. Hug the neck. Nice. From that neck hug, feed the wrist, grab that TAC, sneak in, grab the own wrist. Beautiful. From there, modified mount. Boom. Excellent. From modified mount, extend. Shh. Nice. Walk that foot all the way up to the armpit. As you spread your knee, get off your back foot. Watch my back foot over here. I don't want to sit on it. Now loop around the head, spin the leg, catch the arm, and back we go. Other side. Sitting up, push the other wrist down. When you push a wrist, they turn. Boom, he comes to grab it. You hug the neck. Right away, feed the wrist, modified mount, C-clamp. Come inside, no thumbs. Now modify the mount on the back side. 1. From there, straighten the back arm, turn on our side. Beautiful, walk the foot up to the armpit. Nice, as you spread the knee, get off your back foot, find your S mount. Good, Emily. And now, take your top arm, loop it around the head as you loop the leg as well. Nice, Young Soon, good. So now, check out another method of acquisition of the TAC and another method of finishing when the arm lock isn't possible. So another option is we're hugging the neck down here and you bring in this fist, you start to choke. He's probably gonna block with his hand. I'm gonna get past it and keep working it. Eventually his other hand's gonna come block my palm. Just kind of put your palm in, yeah, don't let me touch your neck. Right, and then what I'm gonna do, look, is try to go past his palm, block it again. And every time I go past, don't let me have it, don't let me get it, don't let me get it. And that's when I jump it and get it, look. You see what happened? So I use this as a real, and it's almost like Zach doing a pretty good job defending. I want to clear that out of the way, and I want to get in there so that he pushes harder the second time. Now I move my chest out of the way. You see the little jump that I did? So my chest lifts, and I do this with my arm. Watch, I do this little punch. Go back, my elbow, I do this. Boom, I hit him with this elbow. So I'll lift, and I'll go, boom, and his chest lands, and I snatch it. Nice, and now I go quick feed right there. From there, we come in, really tight, make sure your chin is ready. Thumb, remove those thumbs, modified mount. I turn him, but this time, let's say for one reason or another, I don't feel safe going for the arm lock. He's too good at defending. There's some people that when you swing the leg, they block so well the landing of the leg, like if I'm here, block that leg landing. Look, then he gets up every time and you're like, ah. It gets to the point where you now know that if you step around, it's probably too risky. It's probably too risky. So instead, we're gonna take the back, right? So from here, modified mount, we're here. I know I'm not gonna spin, so I don't loop this around. I stay here. I take my back foot, I tuck it into Zach's lower back, and now I sit up, pull, fall all the way across, and get my hooks in. And now we have back mount, and I'm on the correct side, which is the underhook, the weak side. So I have my underhook, put the foot on the hip, bite the belly, frame the neck, leg over the head, arm lock from the back mount. This is where we can catch it from. Let me flip that around the whole way. So I think, yeah, you're gonna mount there, yeah. So I'm in my modified mount. So my method is what? Hug the neck, fist and neck. He starts to block. As he does, I keep insisting on it, he blocks harder. I move my chest and I jump the elbow, trap the wrist, go inside, grab my own wrist, no thumbs. Modified mount, get him on his side. Take this foot, look, tuck it in. Now I'm gonna sit, pull, and fall to my opposite side. Boom. Walk me a little, thank you. Now look, we land with our hooks in, and if I wanna go for the arm lock from the back mount now, number one, foot on the hip, top foot, which will be the ground for you guys. Number two, shrimp and bite across the belly. Number three, you can loop the elbows around. If he lets you, if he doesn't let you, maybe he's like, yeah, grabbing this arm. Then you can rip the hand straight out and frame the neck instead. Look, hugging and framing. And now my back leg comes over with the hamstring, and then right away he's gonna wanna grab his wrist. You gotta grab it first. You gotta grab it first. Everyone, modified mount. Sorry, standard mount. Let's go for the neck hug. Look, do me this favor, do a neck hug. Take your fist over here, start grinding the neck. And then he's gonna block like this. He's gonna do a little palm block. You're gonna be like this. He's gonna be here, you're gonna be blocking. Get past it. Use your own hand to block the palm. Look, as if you're going in, he's using his hand to block. Do that, and then what I want you to do is take your fingers, go past your own fingers and start to grind again until he recuperates. Go past, and then he go and grind, he recuperates. Now, do me this favor, insinuate here, lift your chest, extend the arm, jump your chest behind it, and then smash it with your chest. Beautiful. Grab the wrist, feed it to the other hand. We have twisting arm, so grab his wrist, hand it off to yours. Now I got him grabbed, take your other hand, sneak in, palm up, grab your own wrist. Look, no thumbs now, you take the thumbs out. They were here, you remove them. And now jump into that modified mount. Boom. Now you're gonna straighten this back arm, look, get them on their side. Nice. Now we're pretty looking solid here. We're in the modified mount, we have a twisting arm control, but do not loop the arm around the head. You've already learned your lesson, it's a bad idea. So I'm gonna give you guys the back angle so you can see what I do next, okay? Check it out. From here, take your back foot, tuck it into their back, and then sit right over it as you pull and fall on your opposite side. Opposite shoulder, opposite side. I'm gonna turn so I can see you guys. So now we're on the weak side. I have a nice underhook, I have his back mount. For the arm lock, all you gotta do is take your top leg, put it on the ground, which will be their hip. You're gonna shrimp out and bite across the bottom leg, bite their chest. Now hug the arm. So one leg is biting, one leg is hugging, one arm is hugging. And now frame the neck. And right where your frame is, take your leg and come right next to your arm and catch their head. Nice. Now grab 2-on-1, control, and hips. Reset. Modified mount, as we hug the neck, start to grind the neck. They're blocking, you sneak past, they block again. You sneak past, they block again. And now you're gonna take your fist, move it this way as you jump, chest smear, and feed. Got him. Wrist trap is good. Now here, sneak your hand on in, palm up, grab your own wrist, no thumbs. From there, modified mount. Boom. Try to turn him, it doesn't work. When you're ready, take your back foot, tuck it in, sit back, explode, and fall on the other shoulder. All the way around for you guys. So here, now, what's next? I'm on the back mount, underhook side, nice underhook. Get ready, hug the arm. Actually, first it's shrimp. Shrimp, bite the chest, torso area with this. Hug the arm, frame the neck, leg over, catch the neck, heels down, square those hips up. Double wrist control, and then extend that elbow. Nice. All right, Zach's back in. Let's go back to a couple of the other submissions that we saw. Okay, including arm triangle, and then we'll blend it in. So neck hug, look, underhook the arm. How do you get the underhook if he's not letting you have it? Couple different ways. One is to bug the neck, he blocks the bicep, and then look, I use my knee, and I chalk his armpit. See my knee? Now he can't slide this south, so I can go south and catch that underhook. See that? So if Zach's being real smart, I'm gonna start to create misery for him here on the neck, attacking Ezekiel choke, he's gonna block my arm. He doesn't want me choking him. As he does, I open his armpit, I shoot the knee in his armpit. Now as I go south, Zach can't go south, which leaves a little elbow for me to hook. And once I get that, head down, back down to mount. Now I have to walk his hand north. He's gonna resist. So my walk, you guys, could not be more ratchet style. So look at my hand. Inchworm, head down, inchworm. It's so discouraging because it's going no matter what. He can resist, but we're gonna make it. And then every time he relaxes, I go a little further. I go a little further until his elbows, his biceps touching his ear. Now I hand off the tricep, use my arm to punch it across, then slip my head right past it. Put my head against his, gable grip on the arms. Right away, I'm here. My head is really tight. The looser this is, he's coming off the top. Okay? So we need to be like pressure in so he can't sneak it off. Now I'm going to dismount, lean forward, whip that foot across, melt off to the side, and then drop the north hip as my south knee stays wedged against his pelvis. And then slow pressure, okay? Everyone want to mount up? Let's try that from the mount. So let's do the knee detail. So I'm mounted, I'm hugging the neck with my left arm. My right arm is bugging the neck, Okay, and then I'm going to use my right arm as I'm bugging. He's going to block that arm. As he blocks it, look what I do. I walk my hand north, take your right knee and put it right in their armpit. Boom. Nice wedge. Now take your right arm, go south, and hook under the elbow that's prominently sticking out. And then you start to crawl it up. Look, ratchet. Now put your knee back down, normal mount. Now when you're ready, we're going to ratchet this arm up. Look, boom, boom. Inch by inch, take your time. Boom, boom. And now your bottom hand grab onto their tricep. Great. Wedge that tricep. Now that you have that nice tricep hooked, use your elbow to pop it and slip your head past it. Boom. Make your head real tight. Gable grips. Left hand should be palm down, right hand palm up. In my case, head is tight. Now I'm going to dismount to my right, his left. I lean my head forward and I take my left foot and I whip it across his waist. Boom. Now we tripod and jump off to the side. Melt that north hip. Keep the knee checking the pelvis. Head down. Squeeze slowly. Nice. One more time. Other side. Right hand hugging the neck. Right hand hugging the neck. Left hand is going to be attacking the neck. Boom, boom, boom. He's blocking pretty solid. Put your hand up north. Take your left knee. Shoot it in their armpit. Block that armpit. Take your left arm. Come south. Underhook the elbow. And then start to go to work. Start to go to work. Nice. Nice. Okay, back to your knees. Ratcheting. Beautiful. Nice ratchet. Keep ratcheting, guys. Patient but persistent. Ratchet. Ratchet, ratchet, ratchet. Beautiful. Head down low. Okay. Get ready for the jump. We're gonna slip. We're gonna grab with the bottom hand. Make sure your bottom hand hooks their tricep. You can even grab your own tricep for practice, just so you see how it's gonna be. It's gonna be a hug and a hook. Nice. But that's gonna be their arm. Now jump past it. Move your head around and trap it. Lock your hands. Beautiful. And now from here, lean forward with your head. Whip your windshield wiper off to the same side that you're on. Tripod. Jump off. Knee on the ground by his hip. Other hip on the ground low. Put your head down tight, facing the ground. Your head is facing the ground. And then just flex that right arm right around their arteries. Using your neck as well. Everything just like a hug. Amazing choke. Watch this other variation too. We didn't see this week yet. One that I've been working on more lately is the Darce application from the mount. Darce from mount. Okay, very effective, very fun. And the indicator for this move is when Zach turns very prominently on his side and is very determined to make an elbow escape happen. Very sideways and very like elbow in, sharp. He starts pushing my hips here. This is the, look at freeze, see it? This is it right here, you guys. Look at his indicator. He's super sideways. He's using one or both hands, maybe framing my hips or pushing my inner thigh. Really working hard down here on one side. This is Darce City is what this is, because he's turned and his arm, as long as he's on his side, and this arm is across his center torso with his elbow slightly detached from his ribs. If his elbow's glued to his ribs, there's no Darce. I need a little prominent, this is like here, see it? See this? I need that. I need to be able to shoot in his armpit and come around his neck. The point is that's hard to do if he's real tight right here. So they will separate as they're pushing. As soon as I see that, look what I do. My elbow goes over his head, keep pushing my knee. Look, and I'll dismount right here, boom, and then I'll shoot through and grab my own arm. Got him. There's the Darce. And I set it up by trapping the head first. Because if I were to do, let's say, he's turning and pushing and I jump off and I do this, and then I do this, he's gonna be gone. His head will move away, you see? And he'll know, as soon as I start penetrating the armpit, he knows that's Darce City. He starts to like open up your head. Yeah, he gets real smart, starts fighting the hand. But imagine if there's a pole right here. Zach could not move back. And then when I go in, I go straight to the pole. You see how much stronger that is? So as you dismount, already start thinking not the next step of the Darce. Think the last step of the Darce, which is head control. Preempt him with that so his head can't move, and then you can come in and grab your arm. And we're gonna use the shallow Darce today, shallow Darce, because standard Darce is too difficult on big boy necks. Okay, so we're sliding south a little bit. So here's the move. Zach's turning through. I start to feel the way to do it. Right away, I go one, and I dismount. Two. Now I'm already shooting the armpit. Look at my elbow on the ground, because if I do this, his head can fight against it. Go back. But if I do this, I have much more leverage. Now I pull his head in with my tricep, I go in, and I grab my own forearm. Look, so one is pulling the head, one is grabbing my own forearm here. Okay, and once I grab that, I'm pushing in with the head, I'm lifting up with this, I switch my hips, and now I squeeze. Boom, driving my chest in, sometimes a little on the jaw, sometimes a little bit on the neck, but the key is, that's what I want, okay? So let's do it together one time, slow motion. Full mount. Actually, everyone lay down on your left side, everyone lay on your back, everyone lay down. I want you to do the defensive movement first, so you really feel where the opening is. Sometimes being in the position of the bottom person will make you understand. So do me a favor, guys. Everyone work an elbow escape on your left side. So elbows in, and take your right hand and start pushing across, turn and start to shrimp right here and push this leg and like, as if you're trying to slip an elbow escape or get your knee in. So turn and do that. Notice right now while you're on your side, your elbow relative to your rib cage, your top elbow and your rib cage, your right elbow. Notice how when you start to push, there's a little separation. That's all we need is that little gap. Okay? So everyone's mounted. When they start to get ready, back to the mount. As they start to push your right knee, here's what I want to do. Right elbow goes over the head on the ground. Left leg, do a windshield wiper and dismount to side mount. Nice. Dismount, we're dismounting. Now take your backhand, your left hand, shoot through an imaginary armpit and grab your own forearm right here. Everyone come in and hook it with no thumb. Nice. And now for the squeeze, all I want to see is this. Sprawl your north hip and post your south leg. So my north hip is flat and I drive over my own elbow. That's how much weight I want to put on the guy. And then I lift my south elbow. I'll rotate the angle for you guys once. So my elbow comes over, I'm dismounted, I shoot in, I grab here, hook my forearm, sprawl and leg, and then I go like this. I fold over that arm as my south elbow lifts up into their artery. It plugs right into their artery. But I'm really driving all my weight over the subject so I can compress them while lifting this blade right up into their artery at 45 degrees. Reset from the mount. We're here. He starts to elbow escape. Take your right knee and push it out. Look at that, opening that knee. They're opening the knee. Right away, dive for the head and dismount and get off. Take your backhand, shoot through the armpit, hook your own forearm. Excellent. From here, start to sprawl the north hip. Take that south leg posted and lean over and squeeze to your chest. Look at how it looks. I'm grabbing one, the other hand's on their back. But I'm holding here and I'm holding the back and I'm laying over it and I'm hugging so tight, full compression. Other side. They start to push your other knee. Watch. Push, 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 push. Take the left arm, jump the head, trap him with your tricep. 38 limbs, you guys. Jump, dismount to the side. Shoot the south hand through. Hook over your own forearm. And now sprawl and drive. Over the top. One more time on that one. Same thing. So they're pushing your left knee. Your left arm's going to jump the head. They turn on their side. Imagine them turning on their side. So as they're pushing right away, jump the head, dismount. Nice. Beautiful. Now take your south hand, come through the armpit, hold your own forearm. Now sprawl your north hip and lay over your arm and hug those arms to your chest so tight. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Excellent. All right. Let's do 2 arm locks in the mountain here, tied in with our chokes. So remember, we have this, hand on the collar, I go under, I go over, there's our cross chokes. Under, palm up, over, palm down. Standard, okay? Boom, I shoot in, boom, boom, boom. But the problem is he's gonna be defending. So depending how stiff he is on the defense determines which move we can do. If he's overcommitted with his palm right here, we can sell the choke, step up, very basic, spin. I never even had to slide into S mount. I just stepped up with a setup step and let it fly, very basic. And effective against someone overcommitted on the block. So, right, so easy, post, sell the choke. Look, if he's stiff over here, I post over here. Same as combatives. Arms are up, hands on the chest, set up, step, and go. Basics. If he's a little smarter and he's not following, there you go. When I start to go north, his arm gets soft. He's more cautious with the arm. In that case, we go north here, and then we shoot our knee to the head to trap his tricep all the way. When I do that, you guys, notice how this knee leaves the ground. Very important. So he's blocking, I go north, watch I post on my hand and my fist and my knee will slide, but the other knee comes off the ground, it opens up. And then I take my hand and I'll trap his head. Look at my hand. Trapping his head, because if I don't, Zach can use a leg whip, momentum leg whip, to pull his head away and pull his elbow in. See that? So that's why this, look, slows down that whip and staples his head to me. Now we're gonna walk the foot. Look at the foot. Walk, 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 walk. Invert that knee fully. And look where I lean. South. Now I can step this leg back and around. Boom. Okay, so 2 mount arm locks in there. That's number 2. And then number 3 is he's not committing at all. Watch. His arm is a little more in. So what I do is I take my elbow, push it across, lay my stomach on Zach's elbow, smashing it with my stomach. Boom. And then put my hand up north, push off both my feet, watch his arm, and I jam it, smash it into his face. And now that I'm smashing the elbow to his face, I slide into modified mount, or S mount, and then invert and go there. So I created the elbow lift with my smashing body. Let me show you the side angle on that one, right here. So this is a more conservative elbow. First thing I want to do is use my collar grip to turn, or my shoulder grip, to turn Zach a little bit so that I can get my belly around the crook of the elbow, around the bend of the elbow, like a grab. 38 limbs, you guys. My stomach counts as a limb. I'm connecting with my belly. So now, hand goes north. Toes, look at my toes. I go frog feet. Look at my toes. They turn out like frog feet. Now I push. His elbow gets smashed. Once I'm in full extension, Superman position, I slide this knee here. And then I S-mount, block, lean to the south. And we're good. Let's do all 3 of those, guys. So I'll mount up. I just want to give you a quick review before we kind of practice each one of them. And then you guys can see if you have any questions. Everyone, right hand on the collar, go for the choke. Go under, palm up, over, palm down. Under, palm up, over, palm down. Palm up, palm down. Palm up, under, palm down, over. And what I mean by palm down is when you grab the key for the choke, your thumb is in the lapel. When you go under, your fingers are in, your thumb is out. So that's what I'm saying, palm up, palm down. You're changing. Okay, so we go under, he's blocking, we go over, he's real stiff on the block. Look at this, he's blocking fully. All I want you to do is put a setup step. Everybody put a setup step, use your fist, and then step around and sit down. Beautiful. Okay. Come on back. Hand on the collar, under, over, under, over. So now, as you come over, he's not being so committed. So take your hand, put it north of their head, push off your back toes, and slide this knee. Watch me here. North of the head, push off this toe, and slide. Nice. One more time. That foot, you guys, shouldn't move. It's not like I'm stepping my foot. It's not a modified mount. Not at all. It's a push off of a toe so that I can do that. It ends up straight. Good, Robert. Now, good, Henry. Take your hand over here, bros. Look. Go over the head and staple the head to the ground. Palm on the mat. Good. Now take that front foot and walk it up inch by inch. Yep. And now I'm going to drop this knee as I sit on my hip. Yes, now step around for the arm lock. Beautiful. Got him. Reset on that one. That one was good. Hand on the collar, sell the choke, under, over. Always distracting with chokes. And then they do a good job. So they're defending the arm. Put the hand way up north, push off, slide into position. Nice. Now take the hand over, palm on the ground as you walk the dog. Everybody walk the dog. And then drop the knee as you lean on that hip and sit on their stomach. Yep, you're on their rib cage right now. Lean even further. The further your head leans, watch how easy my leg lifts. And I step around. So if you have trouble with your leg, this is important for you guys to understand, not just for your own practice, but when you guys become teachers one day and are teaching jiu-jitsu, you have to understand how to communicate. Why is someone having trouble lifting their leg from this position? Oh, but teacher, I can't step around the head. Look. You guys understand the connection? Everything is angle management of your body to facilitate effectiveness. Okay, now let's do the Superman variation, where Zach's elbows are a little more tucked in and he's not following for the cross choke defense. So watch what I do on this one. I sell the choke, I'm trying, he's doing a good job tucking it. Take your elbow, push it across their neck to turn them on his side. And in this case, I'll just put my elbow on the ground here. Put your other hand way up north, lay your belly on their elbow, and now put your frog feet out and do this. Everyone put your hands on the ground and do this. Boom. Go like, extend to your arms, look. Boom, extend your pelvis fully. From that full extension, take your left knee and turn it around that corner. Nice, Payam, beautiful. And now, come over, bug the neck, walk, 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 walk. Good, Taylor. Spread the knee and fall, and then let the leg whip. Boom, standard. Let's go again, Superman. So really, all it is selling, selling, selling. Get your belly low, and then just do this drill. Just kind of push your hands on the ground. I don't care where your hands even go. So especially if you don't have a partner. Just like sell the choke, put your belly down, and then Superman everybody and do this extended stretch. And then from that belly drive, take your back knee, turn the corner. Nice. Now sell a little choke, back to the choke, walk your hands up, drop the knee, get off your foot, spin, and step. Awesome. All right, I want to see some questions here. Let me see if we have a few questions. Arm triangle, doesn't it make sense to try to pull my hands through to tighten the strangulation? Adam's asking, for the arm triangle, does it make sense to try to pull my hands through to try to tighten around the strangulation? Adam's asking, for the final arm triangle, how important is it to pull the hands through? Yes, Adam, if your initial arm hug was loose, look at my arm. See how there's very little connection over here? If I'm like this, it's not going to be that tight. So there's absolutely a presumption here, Adam, that when I entered into the situation, that when I first hugged Zach's neck, I was already here. So like my initial neck hug, remember when we did all this walking? Look, this. My arm is already flush, Adam. If it wasn't, I would need to pull it tight, but it's already there, which is why when I jump off, I don't need to pull anything. I'm just laying low and driving my shoulder. The direction of drive is not this way. It's already done. The direction of drive is this way. Close the triangle, look. And your head. And just lay low. Windshield dismount to smart knee. Yes, thank you, Bear. That's correct. That's what we're doing. That smart knee is checking that hip. Darsha mount, how do you keep the south hand from getting congested when threading through? Calvin's asking. Good question, Calvin. Listen, the presumption there is that the person actually wants to elbow escape. They're pushing. Do you understand? Same as side mount. Let's go, feet down here, head that way. If I'm, yeah, like that, exactly. So if Zach is here doing a really good job keeping his elbows tight, there's no Darce, you guys. It's too tight. But if you start shrimp hard, push away, freeze. Darce City. Why did the Darce open up? Because he went, whoa. He pushed, which means his elbow and his rib cage separate. So how do you prevent congestion? You invite, encourage, escape, right? And sometimes if your control is too tight, escape is not encouraged, right? So this is the principle of detachment in jiu-jitsu. That if you're too attached and too connected, you don't give Zach any incentive to try to push and escape. But what you want to do, instead of being like this, locked on, what you do is you want to be controlling, but you want to be detached. And that strategic detachment encourages Zach to make his escape attempt. And in his belief that he's going to get out, his elbow leaves his ribs. Does that make sense? If you're too connected, too tight, there's no escape, then why would he even try to get out? So it's not so much preventing congestion as much as inviting escape, but then still being tight enough to shoot that hand and penetrate the armpit there. Arm triangle, I was once taught that the tripod finish is a solid option. Your thoughts? Yeah, there's a couple different finishing beliefs on the arm triangle in terms of like lay down. Like one of the options we just saw, which is the south knee, checking the hip. Another option is both legs flat and just walk around and just squeeze from over here. Right, but that doesn't stop Zach from following my hips with his hips. He can kind of walk with me. That's what doesn't prevent. So by using your knee to check the hip, it slows his hips down, gives me just enough angle to get my effectiveness. Another option, if the person's really thin and you're having a hard time squeezing, is you drive up into him, you shoot this hand in, and now you walk your bottom leg through and lean back. That's kind of a neck crank finish as well. It's super solid, and you're twisting him in a whole different manner. If they're too thin for this, you remove one joint. Look at that. Now look how much smaller the circumference of the arm triangle became versus this. See how much bigger this is? When I do this and now I'm squeezing, when you remove a joint, you amplify the alavanca in the equation. How can I make my body less unstable while swinging my leg for the last phase of the arm lock? Payam's asking, how do I make my body less unstable while swinging? Well, it's not unstable, bro. It's only unstable. Yeah. See, stability is a funny thing. You're only off balance if your balance is compromisable in that moment. Do you understand? Is standing on 2 feet unstable? Not if someone doesn't push you. You're on 2 feet. There's no external forces against you to destabilize your standing posture. You feel very stable every day when you walk around and live your life. But if you stand on 2 feet and then a person pushes at you from a perpendicular entry angle, you're very unstable. So in this position, Payam, if you feel unstable, it's largely because you're acting like stability is an absolute definition. It's not. It's relative. It's relative. So when I'm in the S mount, Payam, and I do this, and I'm about to spin right now, look at the spin. Where am I unstable? If you had to point a direction, which direction am I unstable in? That direction, right? The question is, what does Zach have right now to push me in that direction? Not to mention, his legs are a base point in that direction. So remember, the balance is not an individual thing. Balance is a collective thing. If this collective unit of Zach and Henner has 3 base points well distributed, that's a pyramid. It doesn't matter who owns which ones. As long as they stay reliable, I can count on that base point. The same way you can sit on a chair because the chair is reliable, but it's not you. He is my chair right now, and I'm here. Push me down south, Zach. Push me towards your feet. You can't. There's no way to get it, and then I can go. So you're allowed to be unstable, Payam, in a direction where there's balance from the other person, and at a moment where he's incapable of capitalizing on your instability, if that makes sense. So by yourself, I can see why you're going like this, and you're doing this, and you're going, man, I feel really unstable right now. Well, that's because there's no human there, there's no rib cage, and you're just thinking someone's going to push you like you would on your 2 feet, but it's not the case. Not when their arms being threatened like it is. For the tripod variation, Justin, with your hips up in the air, that one's one I haven't had as much success with. So you're here, you tripod, you catch this, and you go up like this. The reason why it's not as effective for me, Justin, is because if you tripod with your hips up in the air, the shoulder that's supposed to be choking the subject, the nature of the shoulder on a high tripod is going to be this, which is automatically taking energy from his arteries and putting it in his jaw and his face and his chin. I don't want that. I want my shoulder to do this. You see the big difference? I want to come down and in, not up and driving. That's the big difference of energy. So I don't want to crush his face at all. What I want to do is sit low and look, squeeze here. How much north drive did you feel?
None.
0% north drive. And as a result, there's no wasted energy towards a jaw that doesn't have arteries. I want to plug the arteries, not the jaw. So mess with that, Justin, and get your own experience, and you'll feel it. Try both. Have someone do both on you, and you'll feel the difference. One is a tight, slow squeeze. The other one's like a annoying jaw crush. Could you review the finish of the arm triangle when the suspect holds his hands together? Calvin, are you a cop? That's good language, bro. You're welcome to GST. Could you review the finish when the suspect holds his hands together? Yes, so you're down. There's 2 types of hand holding, right? So I wrap the arm triangle here. If Zach puts his palms together and turns away from me, which is the correct defense, he wants to turn and expose his artery. I can grab my sleeve for an Ezekiel choke. I'll grab my gi sleeve, and then I'll turn my hips and I'll shoot across his neck. And there's the Ezekiel choke. As long as my sleeve is connected here, this is coming in, and now I sit back here, and I got him. It's over. That's the Ezekiel choke we talked about last night. Great technique. If that's not available, when Zach turns away, look, I'm just on his back right here. Over, under, twisting arm control, step in the hole, big pull. Do you understand, Calvin? So there's always back takes on a turn away from an arm triangle, but the Ezekiel choke is a great option if you have the gi there. I think you still finished him from the scenario. What is the best thing to do when they catch you in the half guard as you try to finish the Darce choke? Hiroshi's asking. Great question. So that's so interesting. The Darce choke, let's see, a little more head this way. Yeah, perfect. So I catch the Darce here, I punch in, right? I trap his head first. I punch in, I grab my own arm. If Zach catches, here's what's crazy. The Darce choke works better, you guys, with compression. Look, with this. So one finishing option for a Darce that I use all the time is I will capture the person's top leg. I'll capture it on purpose, and I'll lock my legs in triangle, and I'll squeeze with the triangle locked in. So if instead Zach captures my leg, I love it. I'll pull him in even tighter, and he'll regret that he ever caught me in the half guard. A half guard is a compression mechanism that he initiated versus the one that I initiate on the top leg. So I love it when they catch me in the half guard. Cool? Well articulated. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Justin. Wow, that's a beautiful switch. Arm triangle to Ezekiel. Thanks, Adam. Yep. All right, you guys. Everyone sit down. Close your eyes. Great questions today. That was solid. So imagine that. Mount control. You achieve the mount. And lesson number 1 of mount submissions is what? Somebody say it out loud so I can hear you. Lesson number 1, mount submissions is what? Why can't I hear them? Oh, they're on mute?
Unmute.
Just kidding. I know you're on mute, but I know what you just said. Lesson number 1 on mount submissions is don't go for the submission. Lesson number 1 for mount escapes is what? Don't escape the mount. So then if not to escape and not to submit, what is your objective from the bottom of the mount? Prevent their progress. And if that's true for the top of the mount, what's your objective? Prevent their progress. And if I'm on the top mount of Zach, and Zach wants to make progress, what's his progress going to look like? He's going to try to escape with all he's got. So my first goal for mount submissions is to stop his escapes, not to catch him in a submission. And as he flusters and twists and pushes and is trying his hardest to make his mount escape, I'm just shutting him down, neutralizing, mount control, mount control, mount control, mount control. Finally, what's he going to say? Man, I can't escape. And he's going to start taking some breaths. And he's looking, he's analyzing. Psychologically, he's getting defeated step by step. And now we're here. And then little by little, I go, okay, I've already tapped him out psychologically. Now, which system do I want to use to tap him out physically? Oh, the neck hug sequence we did today? Okay, cool. So you go into a neck hug. Take your fist, start punching into his neck. He uses his hand to blocking your punching fist right there. You use the insisting on the fist, insist. He keeps blocking. You jump your chest and you catch him in twisting arm control. Boom. What's he thinking now? Gosh, this just got way worse than it was. And I have less energy, they're thinking, because they tried so hard to escape prematurely. So now you have twisting arm control. You punch your hand in. You grab your own wrist, double monkey grips. Everything's solid. At this point, you turn him on his side. You get to modified mount, but you're low. You're still tight. And then you're asking yourself, okay, should I go for the arm lock? And you remember that when you sparred with this person 4 weeks ago, when you went for an arm lock, they did a nice head slip, and it traumatized you. Your whole drive home. Your whole drive home from the academy, you were very upset because they north bumped you and they slipped out of your arm lock as you spun. So that trauma flashback came through again, and now you're modified mount, and you tell yourself, nope, not today. So you sit back, you snatch him across, you pull him to the weak side, put your hooks in on the back mount, start attacking the choke a little bit, but then you're really setting up your hip angle to bite the rib cage, frame the neck with your left hand, and then overcomes your outside leg. You snatch his neck down, catch him in the arm lock from the back mount. When you catch the arm lock, your legs are tight, you're holding the wrist extended, he's twisting and turning so wildly, you have his arm extended. He's bridging, twisting and turning violently, and all you're thinking is, man, I got this guy's arm. Why isn't he tapping? Maybe I should break his arm so that he learns this lesson. But then you go, no. If I'm good enough to catch the submission, I'm also good enough to know when the arm is in danger and not to apply more pressure than necessary. So then you give this guy a chance to flop around, and eventually, after 12 seconds of flopping with his arm fully extended, he taps out. And then when you sit up, you say, hey, bro, good job. He goes, yeah, it was tough. Good catch. And you tell him, listen, bro, in the future, I'm not going to hurt your arm no matter what because you're my friend. But in the future, when your arm is locked out that much, it might be wise to tap out as the arm gets extended and not trust that the person's not going to break your arm for 12 seconds while you try every move under the sun to see if you can finagle your way out of here. Just a piece of advice from a friendly friend. Good job, you guys. Congratulations. Not only did you get better, you helped someone else get better. And that's kind of how you have to look at this, right? You have a training partner who's freaking doing something wrong. Don't teach him the right way to behave just for you, because you're not going to hurt his arm. He's just tripping. Teach him the right way to behave for every subsequent training partner in his life. Because what if his arm gets hurt next week because he does the same thing with someone less trustworthy of his joints? That's all I'm saying. So protect your partners, not just in the roles with you, protect your partners in the roles for the rest of their lives by giving them lessons. If you're good enough to catch them in a nice submission, then you're also good enough to give them the advice to make sure that that submission in the future doesn't cause irreparable damage. Thank you guys. Great job, you guys. Appreciate everyone being here on a Saturday morning. I know you have a lot of other things to do, and I'm glad that we got to sneak in some jiu-jitsu before the rest of the fun stuff. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great weekend. Next week, submission counters. It's on, you guys. You know we don't stop. Boom. Everything we counter, all the arm triangles, all the darts, all the mounted triangle counters, arm lock counters. Hidon has tons of variations of things we can do when you get the arm lock there and you're still defending. I can't wait. Thank you, guys. Have a great weekend.
Later, guys.
Take care, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.